That belongs in a museum.
Damage. I like the Doomhammer here, but it looks like he's just going to go ahead and just make the totem.
He's going to try to play it safe in this spot. Maybe just go for the lava, because you don't really care if you overload for 2 for next turn.
I mean, a consideration is that if you don't play any of these spells, if you don't play the Lava Burst down, you have 9 mana on the following turns. You can play Lava Burst, Doomhammer, Rockbiter. The 7/7, if it's still alive, I mean, you probably just win right there.
So he could, he could just keep it in the hand as well. You're absolutely right about that. So there's no real need to play the Lava Burst right now. It would allow him to maybe not struggle with the overload later on. And is there any point in keeping it? I mean, if you already know that it's going to the phase, why not just play it here?
Yeah, Temple Warrior lacks a lot of those armor-generating methods that we see from other... Living is very good, in fact, so
yep.
I think he'll want to do that.
He certainly does, and after that he's still going to have 5 mana to work with, which allows him to play the Acolyte of Pain and get an armor up in. Oh man, Tice is actually getting a little punished here for not playing that Doomhammer. It would have been worked out much better on the previous turn, but once again, Harrison Jones could have been there. Only we know that it's not.
So the Totemic could come down, but then he can't play the Doomhammer, and yeah, it's time to go. It's time to Doomhammer. And just goes ahead and uses this in case of the Harrison Jones. So a lot of times when you're playing with the Doomhammer, you want to save the Rockbiter weapon until the point where you're going to close out the game just to avoid giving information to your opponent. But this is, again, also playing around Harrison, which, you know, I think in the last 3 turns we've seen just how afraid of Harrison Tice really is.
Yeah. Maybe playing a little bit too safe there, but it's hard to say. Here for Turna, let's see how safe he is playing, because the Malakarok is the obvious play on this turn, unless he picks up another one from the Acolyte of Pain. But he might be worried about Cursed Blade. No, I think that's unlike right.
It can't happen. It just can't happen.
No way.
Your story's too good. You beat the world champ. You're coming to beat the European champ. Surely you do not get Cursed Blade.
Battle. Wow, that makes things easy. I'm sure he's going to draw here. Try to find that Harrison Jones, or maybe some defensive options like that don't guy. The Bloodhoof Brave, that is. But does not find any of those just yet. He's going to draw one more card, trying to find the Bloodhoof Brave or
Harrison Jones off the top, and oh, the Blood to Ichor is rewarded. He is going to put Doomhammer in a museum.
Yeah, we know where that belongs.
Tice is like, well, you drew enough cards, you found it eventually. Now, there are still outs for Tice.
Yeah. Lava Burst, Spell Power Totem.
Yeah.
What a turner. They're right there.
See what he gets. That's not going to do it. And staring down this many cards.
Easily fair.
Right, and I mean, it'll be worth watching this again after the fact, and we can kind of piece together. If Tice had just gone ahead and played the Doomhammer earlier, would he have just won the game?
I believe he would have still been off. He would have dealt 4 more damage, but there was no way to deal the remaining 2. So I'm actually quite convinced that there was no way for Tice to deal more than that extra 4 damage there. So
sure,
no mistakes were really done, and it did not cost him this game. But right now we can see that this is over. I mean, there's even a Ravaging Ghoul in Turna's hand, so if he wants to, he can get a ridiculous amount of armor from those armor smiths.
I hope he doesn't just somehow fatigue himself. But he's going to get a bunch of armor right here with that Ravaging Ghoul if he plays it. Just play now the Frothing Berserker first. Like,
oh man, 14 armor, right?
This is pretty much Hearthstone sandbox mode where you're like, what do I want to play? I'll play it. I can play this. I have everything I want.
Turna must be feeling pretty awesome right now. Let's see, like misclick something. This game is over.
I was gonna say, I think it's pretty much impossible to not feel awesome after putting Doomhammer in a museum. It's like the second best Hearthstone experience putting like Jirax's claws in a museum.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome too.
All right, so he's back up to 20 health effectively, and yeah, well, 21 now. 22.
22.
How does math work, Savjz?
I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, there you go. There's just start there, keep going. But yeah, that's going to be the concede from Tice, and we are going to go to a